was born at 32 weeks. I thought that I would kind of make a video explaining kind of like what the day in the what my day was like in the life of a NICU mom, and kind of discuss more about what I went through and what my daughter went through, and basically like her journey. When she was born, I did not get that golden hour with her. She went straight to the NICU, and we did get to take a couple pictures right away, but she needed to go on CPAP to help open up her lungs and get her breathing. She got tests done, and they just basically wanted to make sure that she was okay for a baby born at 32 weeks. But the survival rating is above 95%, I believe, for babies born after 32 weeks. So I wasn't too concerned about what was going on with her health-wise. I knew that from the ultrasounds that I had gotten previously, she was doing very well and she was thriving, and she was a appropriate weight. She weighed 3 pounds 15 ounces, which was a pretty good weight for the week that she was born at. When I visited her a few hours after I had her, I had to wait for them to get her all situated, and we didn't cause any more chaos while they were putting the IV fluids through her and running tests and all that kind of stuff. I get to hold her and do skin to skin later on that day, but it was just so exhausting, like the whole birthing process, and my anxiety was high and I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and it all happened so fast that I was just exhausted and I needed to get sleep. I instantly felt like I didn't really have a connection with her because she was ripped from me 8 weeks early, and I felt like I didn't get that time with her. It was very hard on me emotionally, and it was just draining. I didn't feel like I wanted to connect with her or build a relationship, and she was just hooked up to so many wires and the CPAP machine, all the noises. I think it gave me PTSD because honestly, like, I'm so scarred from going there and hearing those noises all the time. Being a NICU mom, you really forget about your self-care, and I would forget to shower, I would forget to eat, I would even forget to sleep, and I felt like I spent all night worrying about what was going on with her, if she was okay. I was constantly calling the NICU when I wasn't there. I lived an hour away from the NICU, so I was driving there a couple times a week. I tried to do, one day I would go and visit Addie at the hospital, and then the next day I would keep for Jaina, so that, you know, she didn't feel like we were abandoning her. Definitely challenging being a NICU mom, I think, because, I mean, you see pain through your child's eyes like no other, and they're so fragile and so little, and I'm not saying that other parents with sick kids, like, they're not going through the ringer as well. I'm just saying that for me it was definitely difficult seeing them poke Addie multiple times, trying to get a vein to do a blood transfusion for her. She almost needed the blue lights because her bilirubin levels were too low, and she wouldn't eat, and they were trying to figure out all these things that were going on with her. She had so many GI issues. She needed a special enema that went through her to see if she had any obstructions or if she had NEC. NEC is a life-threatening disease that starts in your intestines and eats at the intestinal wall. So it slowly kills at your intestines, and it can be very life-threatening to premature babies. Even though it's very rare, it's mostly found in babies born below 32 weeks. And since she was born at 32 weeks, the chances of her having it were even slimmer, but they still wanted to make sure because she was having blood in her stool and she was not really passing gas that well, and when she did, it was a lot of gas, and it was so bad. First part was not being able to hold my baby when I wanted to. I had to ask permission, and I think What I really hate is how I'm home, and if people like want to take her from me and they want to hold her, or they're like, why are you holding her so much? It's really because I was not allowed to hold her when I wanted to, and for the time that I wanted to when she was so little in the hospital. I feel like I was definitely deprived and robbed from that experience. When I wasn't visiting Addie, I was probably staying at the Ronald McDonald House. They have so much there. They have free food, they have TV, it's like your own apartment, or not really apartment, but like hotel room. You have a bathroom and you have a key and all that kind of stuff, and they just supply so much for you. I really am so thankful that, like they have those resources for struggling parents that have to make this long commute to go visit their sick child in the hospital, and they just make it so much easier on them. I don't know, like I definitely donated to charities in the Ronald McDonald House when I would go to McDonald's, but I feel like I do it so much more now, and I'm just like, take my money because I know how much that they helped me. Basically, I would wake up early in the morning. I would go and visit Addie. I would start my long drive. Depending on what time I left, it could be during rush hour when people are going to work. She ate every 3 hours, so I tried to make it to her 9 o'clock feeds and her 12 p.m. feed, and then sometimes I would try to stay for her 3 p.m. If I had to go home, I would try to leave before her 3 p.m. just because I would run into rush hour. So it was definitely hard not spending enough time with her. I hated how I didn't get that time with her when she was so little. Like, I get it, she had to be in the incubator and I couldn't hold her because she had to regulate her temperature and she had so much going on with her, but it was still really hard on me as a mother to kind of connect with my child. And I know that I struggle from postpartum depression, so just not feeling that bond with her just really like messes me up. Over time, it has gotten better. Now that she's home after spending 62 days in the NICU, I feel like I'm finally forming that bond with her. She is now sociably smiling, or whatever it's called. She kind of like smiles like in a social sense instead of gas. We've had some issues since she's been home, like stomach ulcers and all that kind of stuff, and bad reflux. Her hemoglobin levels kind of being low, not knowing if she's going to need a blood transfusion or not, and trying to figure out what's going on with her tummy issues. She's not really wanting to eat as much as usual. So we've been definitely struggling with that, but I'm hoping we can kind of get more on track with this whole thing. If I had to give any advice to moms that are going to be a NICU mom or are a NICU mom, it would definitely be to not forget about yourself. You need to eat, you need to sleep, you need to do you time. If you don't take care of yourself and your mental health, you're not going to be able to care for your child, and you're just going to get so drained. You're going to burn out like I did. I was spending countless nights at the NICU trying to get my baby to eat because she would not eat from anyone else. And it was very hard, and I wasn't able to breastfeed her like I wanted to, and I really wish that I got that with her because she needs fortified formula, and she's on like the most hypoallergenic formula, and that's definitely a struggle because it's wicked expensive, but I'm gonna do what I have to do for my child, and I'm gonna give her the best that she needs, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so glad that I had her at a hospital that was very good and they treated us very well. Would recommend to reach out to postpartum groups on Facebook or even NICU mom groups. They have helped me tremendously if I have any questions about like if other moms are feeling this way or if other moms go through this. I had some issues with kind of certain nurses that my daughter had, and I reached out to the NICU mom group that I was in, and they advised me like you know, you're your daughter's advocate. You have to speak up for her, and if you don't like something, you need to tell them. If you don't have support, you're not going to make it through this journey. And if you're a mom going through this, please reach out to me on Instagram or even Facebook or something. I definitely will message you back, and I will be a support for you. I'll be a shoulder to cry on, someone to vent to, and if you need anything, please reach out. Thank you so much. If you like it, please like below and subscribe. Thank you and have a great day. Bye, guys.